What is up, guys? This is my 2017 Toyota 86. I've owned it for 6 years, and over that time I've lightly modified it for both street and track use. I'm going to go over what I did to the car, why I did it, and what it's been like to own. Check it out. So why the 86? Well, when I was shopping for this car, I had a few boxes that I needed to tick. I wanted a car that was fun to drive. I wanted a car that was affordable and reliable. Really, I wanted something that I didn't have to worry about, that I could just take out, have fun, drive hard, whether it's back roads on the weekend or a track day. And honestly, the car's been exactly that. I haven't had any issues with it. I haven't had to worry about it. And not only is it affordable to buy, but it's so light on consumables if you're going to the track, right? Things like tires, brake pads. It's easy on both of those things, and the cost to replace is, compared to a lot of other cars, very low. So far, my strategy with modifying it, it's really lightly modified, OEM plus, as the kids say. Went to the track, maybe did 4 or 5 track days the first year, and really just use that as a guide to say, hey, what do I need to do next? I think after my first track day, I cooked the OEM brake pads, and we needed brake pads and fluid, like everybody says, but it was a learning process to get there. After that, I think I eventually upgraded tires. I think that's a good path for learning how to drive better, is don't set the limits of the car and then very high and then try to catch up to those limits. My approach was maybe to exceed the limits of certain components and then upgrade them to my skill level, I guess you could say. So anyway, I'll give you a little tour around the car. I'll show you what I've done and kind of talk about why I've done it. And yeah, check it out. All right, guys, so here is the car as it sits today. Man, I just think they did such a good job with the design of these cars. Like, it's just a classic Japanese sports car design, and I think they'll age well. I mean, they've already kind of aged well. This is obviously the facelift model. It's a 2017. I do like these front bumpers. Maybe I prefer the FRS front bumper for like the Japanese GT86. Maybe they're a little more classic. This might be on the aggressive side, but yeah, I mean, I think that if you don't go crazy on like aero and body kits and clap it out, they're sporty, but it's still kind of mature. I don't know. I've always appreciated the looks, but anyhow, so what have I done to the outside? Not a whole hell of a lot, as you can see. This wing is like, I think they only had it for 2017. I actually really like it. It's just the OEM wing. I added the OEM TRD badge. I think that's from a pickup truck. I can probably put the part number. I'll put all the part numbers in the mods list in the description here. But yeah, starting at the back, it has, those are the USDM TRD catback. It actually came on the car. Quite like how it sounds. It's pretty quiet. I have all the rest of my exhaust as stock. It's a fairly quiet exhaust, but it does sound good. And honestly, having a quiet exhaust, there's some benefit to that. It makes it a little more comfortable. All right, well, now we're looking at the wheels and tires. These wheels are the Superspeed RF06RR. Canadian company, which I thought was pretty cool. They're not made in Canada, but it's a Canadian-owned company. And I paired those with the Hankook RS4s, which have been honestly a great tire. They're my first 200 treadwear tires, so I can't really compare them to anything else, but as advertised, they wear like iron. I've had these tires for I think 3 years now. This is 3 seasons of lapping, and tons of life left in them. And they see if we can get a look at the tread here. Yeah, they just probably have another season or 2 in them. Still almost the same grip levels as when I bought them, and I think they're a good learning tire because they're not like as grippy as a RE71 RS, but significant improvement over stock, which I did run for the first little while to get used to the balance of the car. and they just they don't overheat, or it's really hard to overheat them, so you can do lap after lap. Yeah, definitely recommend those. For brakes, these are the OEM Brembo from whatever Performance Pack or TRD Edition 8.6. I got these calipers off of a wrecked car on Marketplace, just Centric blank rotors. Pretty easy to fit these calipers up just with the brackets because they're OEM. No stainless steel brake lines. I think it's probably a little bit useless to do that unless you're really competitive. I don't know that you could tell the brake feel difference. So I just kept them stock. But upgraded fluid, I have Motul RBF600. And brake pads, I've got the Stoptech Sport 309s. They're kind of like a street performance pad. I drive this car a lot, obviously on the street. It is a street car, so I kind of wanted that dual duty brake pad, and they've been good. I think I ran them on the OEM brakes before, and then when I got this bigger brake kit, I just bought them again because they are great on the street. And with the bigger brake kit, they're actually hold up a lot better on the track than with the OEM brakes to heat, because bigger surface area just dissipates the heat better, and better stopping force with the Brembos. Honestly, why did I do the Brembos? It looks amazing. I just love, I don't know, I'm a sucker for brakes like that. I just think they're incredible. So performance gain, yeah, it's there, but if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I just love the look of a car with brake calipers like that. What else? No side skirts, no aero. Like I said, I do have the JDM clear side markers. Mine just broke, so I just added these. I think it actually looks quite good. For suspension, I am on OEM dampers and lowering springs. Honestly, I forget the brand of lowering spring, but they're the same as like the iBox Pro Kit or the TRD. They lower it, I don't know, maybe an inch or something. I do quite like the ride height. The performance gain, I mean, it's minimal. It really just for aesthetics. They're still, you know, they're still fairly soft. Not as compliant as the OEM ride height and springs, a little more crashy on the street, but I mean, it just helps with the looks. What else for suspension? With that lowering, I got the rear lower control arms, the cheaper ones. I think they're from SPC. They're like OEM rear lower control arms, but they have the eccentric bolt just to dial in the alignment. And then in the front, I have camber bolts. So 13 Motorsports is the shop I go to for alignment stuff. They were able to dial in -2.5 in the front, I believe. And they were able to get, I think it's like 1/2 degree of negative camber in the rear. So that's maxed on the front without going with coilovers. And yeah, that really sharpened it up. I mean, it turns in really nice for what it is. For a street focused car, the balance is great. And it's nice on the track. Let's see, what else? Maybe I'll show you guys under the hood. I originally really tried to go with like the fewest useless mods, not getting things that, you know, you don't have to get. That was kind of the strategy. I swayed away from that a little bit with things like the brakes and some trinkets under the hood. The red intake manifold, I love that. That was honestly one of the big draws to getting the facelifted model. I just like the look of a cool ass engine bay. I don't know, there's something about it that I really appreciate. So I think the red, wrinkle red intake manifold looks great. And then most of the stuff in here, I mean, the car is stock, the exhaust is stock, it's a stock tune. I have nothing really to do with power. A lot of this stuff is just bling. So TRD stuff, you'll see a theme. Obviously, I'm a TRD fanboy here. So I got the intake, it's a USDM intake. Does that add power? Probably not. I don't think so. Does it add induction noise? A little bit, maybe. It's probably just bling. And the fact that it's a washable filter, which if you're cheap like me on consumables, that's a pro. We've got a TRD engine oil cap, all from Japan, authentic TRD stuff. and that is the Forester oil cooler. Same as what's on the new GR86s. I did not feel the need to get a air to oil cooler like what normally everybody tells you you have to have, or you will blow up your car on your first track day. I don't believe that's the case. I did not want the complication of that. People tell you that these don't work or they do very, very little. Not really in my experience. It does honestly keep the engine oil fairly cool on the track. Overheating oil has not been a problem for me. Yes, in the summer, like you can't just lap after lap after lap unless you really want to risk it, but you know, 5 or 6 laps at Toronto Motorsports Park, and I think it does fine, and it's a simple thing, and it doesn't drop the oil pressure like one of those air to oil coolers does. So I don't know, I think there's something with that. But yeah, it's been on there for a while. And then I've got a TRD radiator cap and some of the even more useless money spent on this TRD carbon fiber strut bar. Do you notice that? No. Did I notice it at all? No. No. If you see a video of somebody putting a strut bar on and then going for a test drive, like in their neighborhood, taking corners, and they feel the chassis rigidity, they're wrong, but damn does it ever look good. That is a cool little JDM collection there. Cusco, what do you call that? Catch can? Baffled oil catch can? I'm gonna call that a useless mod. I really don't think it's necessary. Again, it looks cool and maybe gives you a little peace of mind. I mean, you can see with these clear, like there's oil in there. It's not even working. That's feeding it back into the intake manifold. So I don't know. I'm gonna call this useless, but it does look cool. And to match that, we have the Cusco battery tie down. My engine bay is typically cleaner than this, but I'm about to store the car, so you know, I usually detail it in the spring. Oh, also, I added these Tom's TRD hood struts, which it's pretty cool, actually, functional. You don't need to spend this much money on a part like this, but it is pretty cool to just, you know, let your hood go up and down without worrying about that bar. But yeah, that's the engine bay. Little collection of overnight parts from Japan, which I always like. All right, interior, I have a TRD, kind of the classic leather TRD shift knob, which also comes with this little sticker. So if you don't know what the shift pattern is, it's right there to remind you. That is not authentic. I got that made on Etsy, I believe. It just kind of fills in this little cubby there where the heated seat controls would go. And then this is the OEM TRD suede or Alcantara dash panel. And my little magnet phone holder there. Yeah, again, other than that, pretty well stock. I do have one of those melody boxes that makes it sound like a JDM toll tag machine when you start it. It says welcome to your 8.6 in Japanese. I think you see a theme here. I like Japanese cars and Japanese stuff. I like this model of like base trim. I like this kind of climate control. It's just not like, it's so simple. There's no dual climate control. I find that stuff a gimmick. Same with the cluster. I like the analog cluster versus, you know, the digital one. And then when I'm on the track, I don't have an oil temperature readout here or anything, but I use Track Addict. I think it is the HP Tuners one, Track Addict, I think. Anyway, I have my lap timer, but I also have the oil temperature. And then you can't not have the classic Axe body spray of air fresheners, Little Trees, Black Ice. Love it. Actually thought about starting a bit. These are strong when you first open them. It's overpowering. It gives you a headache. How about starting a business where I age them? I buy them and age them. After a couple months, they smell not so bad. If anybody wants to go on a business venture with me to do that, I think that would be profitable. Lastly, I just have the my car covers in here, but I have the OEM sub, which I like to roll around and listen to gangster trap music. It actually works really good, and I didn't upgrade the head units, just stock. So that basically takes care of everything. Oh, I've got the mtec shifter springs just to kind of tighten up the shifter action, which made a little difference. But yeah, other than that, like I said, OEM plus, and it's good on the street the way it is right now. It's fairly comfortable, and it holds up on track. It holds up to heat, and it's been pretty fun to drive in that capacity. But let's go out for a little spin, and I'll tell you guys what I plan on doing to the car next. All right, guys, heading out in the 8.6. Probably not going to talk too much about all the aspects of what it's like to drive because there's a million videos on that. Maybe I'll try to give you some hot takes. Oh, it's cold. The tires are cold. 200 treadwear tires in 6 degrees Celsius weather is a recipe for no grip, so you're gonna have to take it easy. But what's the car like to drive? What I like is how the car feels when you push it. It feels expensive. What do I mean by that? It just, the steering, the experience, it feels special. On the flip side, when you're not pushing it, it's the opposite. It feels cheap. Biggest complaint about it feeling cheap are the rattles all over the dash. That's nothing that's come with age either. Like when I got the car with 50,000 kilometers on it, it's only 75 now, but there aren't like net new rattles in the dash. They've maybe moved around, but from all I hear, that's what happens when these cars are even brand new. It just kind of, I don't know if you'll hear it on camera, it just kind of makes it feel a little cheaper. But like I said, when you're pushing the car, which really I'm not trying to do now, but when you are pushing the car, man, it's just very engaging. I'll try another hot take, the torque dip. Everyone complains about the torque dip, and keep in mind this is stock exhaust, stock tune. If you're complaining about the torque dip, you're not driving the car the way it's meant to be driven. You drive this car like a two-stroke dirt bike. Like if I downshift here to keep the revs up, that's how you drive it, right? And it's got, you know, enough power up there, and it's exciting to rev it out, right? But yeah, down low there's not much. It's fun to keep shifting in a way that you don't go down low, that you keep the revs up. So honestly, at that point, I don't think the torque dip is a problem. It really doesn't bother me. What will I do next to the car is something I think about all the time. And I think for me, that question starts with, how long am I keeping this car? Because if I'm gonna put more money into it, when you modify a car, it's money you're not gonna get back. I mean, you might get back, you can recover some of that money, of course, selling your parts used or what have you, but it's not like a dollar for dollar, you're getting it back investment. So it could be considered throwing money away. You wanna make sure, I wanna make sure, I'm gonna keep the car for a while to enjoy it. I thought I was gonna sell this car 2 years after I bought it. You know, that was just what I thought the plan was gonna be. But the car was so much fun and so reliable. I mean, I have only done regular maintenance. Every year I change all the fluids. Just caught up to somebody here. I change all the fluids, engine oil, diff, gear oil, the transmission, and the brake fluid. I only put probably 5,000 to 7,000 kilometers a year on the car, but as I mentioned earlier, tires, brakes, very cheap to replace. Tires for this car are like, to get a new set of RS4s, they're like 700 bucks Canadian, which comparatively, if you're running a bigger, heavier car, I mean, with 18 or 19 inch wheels, it's like half the price or less. So I enjoyed just pushing myself and trying to become a better driver on the track. And like I said in the beginning, just not have to worry about how much this car cost me, that I just never was able to actually commit to selling it and buying something that's going to cost me more money and possibly more stress. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it probably for another couple of years. So I will do a little bit more to it. I am definitely going to go move to coilovers. I've actually already purchased a set. I got a really good deal on the outgoing model of the HKS Hypermax. I think they're called the GT4. So I have those just sitting at home. I'm going to put those on in the spring. With those, I'll also get better rear lower control arms. I'm going to get the, I'll probably get the white line ones. But regardless, I'm going to get the control arms that are like the screw-in adjustment on the pillow ball, and not what I have now, which is the eccentric bolt. Eccentric bolt can slip on the track, and I really don't want to worry about that. These ones haven't. When 13 Motorsports aligned the car, they paint pen them for me, and that line hasn't misaligned. But I don't like having to worry about stuff like that, so I'll upgrade control arms while I'm down there. I think I'm going to get a new set of wheels. I like the 10-spoke design quite a bit lately. The TC105X from Wed Sport is something that people put on these cars frequently. And it's fun to rev this car out, man. It's the age-old, do you have to rev it out or do you get to rev it out? And I say, you get to rev it out. Yeah, the Wed Sport TC105X, or I like the SSR, I think it's called the GTX01. They're both 10-spoke. They look very similar. Are they better or lighter or stronger than the wheels I currently have? No, probably not. Does it really matter? No. Is it cool? Yeah, I like it. That's just where my head's been at lately. Outside of that, if I do keep the car and I do want to, keep spending money on it, I would like to get seats. I got really into DK Tsuchiya, Drift King. He's a Japanese automotive journalist. I started watching his videos, and it kind of reinvigorated my love for this platform and what he's done to his car, which is really my speed. It's very subtle, but like quality Japanese parts. Seats would be really cool. The ones that I like are really expensive. They're the Brid reclinable, I don't know what they are, Zeta. To be honest, I forget the model, but they're red and they would look really cool in here. So that's on the radar. Possibly a tune, like a catless header and a custom tune. I haven't done that yet because really there's not much to be gained in the facelift generation. It's nice, like the car breaks away so controllably, even on the street. It's so much fun to drive. Yeah, the tune, maybe I'll get a tune. It's a lot of money for what you get. Like I said, there's not much to be gained in the facelift generation of this car. They're pretty optimized from the factory. So I just haven't done it yet. I also like the stock reliability. Might do some kind of a subtle body kit, Japanese body kit. I'm not sure. I do really like how this car and these cars look with stock body. But maybe like TRD, like everybody else, lip and side skirts, or just maybe like with subtle little like underlip or side skirt extensions, whatever they call them. Yeah, those are kind of the plans. And I mean, kind of the core reason I've kept this car, like I said, about how affordable it is. I keep looking at other cars, right? I'm all car guys do. What else would I get? Well, the few are sticking in the lightweight rear-wheel drive Japanese. An S2000 seems like a really special, exciting car. An E46 M3. I have always loved that car. Seems again like a really special, exciting car. An M2, like an M2 competition. Same thing, just would love to own an M car. I think that would be super fun and exciting. And then lastly, because I recently drove one for the first time and kind of became hooked since, is a 996 911. A colleague of mine has a 996 C2 911. Man, that thing was cool. Didn't drive it on the track. I really just kind of putted it around. I got to wind it out once or twice. Special car, so cool. Would be such a cool ownership experience. Mind you, as I'm saying all of this, I'm picturing like the dream of owning these cars. Maybe not the reality, right? The reality could very quickly end up being significantly higher ownership costs. I mean, that will be the reality. any of those cars, maybe barring the S2000, consumables, way more expensive. Look out, dude. Consumables, way more expensive. Maintenance, I mean, some of these cars we're talking about, they're old now. Who knows what needs to be done, especially the older 911. Like, it would really change the lifestyle of owning a sports car compared to what I have now. So we'll see what ends up happening. But if I keep this car real long term, I could FA24 swap it. Apparently the FA24 is the same long block. You can use your existing engine harness and intake manifold, with the exception of buying basically a couple adapters for cam position sensor plugs or what have you. And then you get the car tuned. You can run your original ECU. So that'd be neat. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but at least the next couple of years, I'll make those few upgrades I talked about. And when I do, I'll make another video and talk about how that's been. All right, guys, if you have stuck around this long, I do appreciate it. If you liked what you saw, then maybe consider subscribing. I'm probably going to do some follow-up videos on what I do to the car next and how that goes. So yeah, if you want to check that out, follow along. I'll put out another video. I appreciate you. Thank you.